Hey everybody, it's me again, and tonight I'm gonna unbox something a little different. I've been purchasing lately memorabilia, World War II memorabilia, militaria, um, uh, and this is one of my latest acquisitions that I acquired. It's a medal and some documents, actually, um, from World War II, from a actual Spitfire pilot who lost his life fighting for our freedom. So this is special. Let's see, this thing keeps moving. So I have a few pictures here, some documents, negatives. This is all right. So he was First Lieutenant Walter A. Carey, who I don't know too much about him, but anyway, these are the documents. He was in the U.S. Air Force, and anyway, he these are some of his medals. The American campaign, the European, African, Middle Eastern campaign. So anyway, so we have his record of custodial transfer. These aren't originals, they're copies, but it's just, I wanted to have this because it kind of brings to life, it brings you closer to what went on over there and the lives that were lost. And when we hear the numbers, we hear about our soldiers and flyers dying, civilians dying, but to actually have copies of the documents of somebody that actually served, their name, their rank, the medals that they were awarded, a picture, this person that bravely fought for our freedom, whose family lost a great person. I don't know if he was married and had children that grew up without a dad. And I know somebody whose father served and lost his life, and she grew up without him. And it's sad. It's just really brings a deeper understanding of what all went on there. So there's a lot more documents than I thought was originally included in this. Marriage certificate. The person that I bought this from, he does a lot of research, and he put this all together. This is the letter to Mrs. Carey. The people of the United States, through the Congress, have authorized the disinterment and final burial of the heroic dead of World War II Quartermaster General of the Army has been entrusted with the sacred responsibility to honor the dead. The record of War Department indicates that you may be the nearest relative of the above-named deceased who gave his life in the service of this country. The enclosed pamphlet, Disposition of World War II Armed Forces Dead in American Cemeteries, explain the disposition, options, and service made available to you by our government. If you are the next of kin according to the line of kinship as set forth in the enclosed pamphlet, Disposition of World War II Armed Forces Dead, you are invited to express your wishes as to the disposition of the remains of the deceased by completing Part 1 of the enclosed form, Request of Disposition of Remains. Should you desire to relinquish your right to the next in line of kinship, please complete Part 2 of the enclosed form. If you are not next of kin, please complete Part 3. If you should elect Option 2, it is advised that no funeral arrangements or other personal arrangements be made until you are further notified by this office. Will you please complete the enclosed forms, request for disposition or remains, and mail the enclosed self-addressed stamped envelope, which requires no postage, within 30 days after receipt. Wow, imagine what she must have been going through when she got this in the mail. Which is terrible. It's really... Yeah, it's really... He was buried in Tunisia, actually. Originally buried, but I think his remains were brought back to the United States. In Tunisia. This is a late letter stating that his remains were buried at a cemetery in Tunisia. It says the War Department now has been authorized to comply at government expense with feasible wishes of the next of kin regarding final interment here or abroad of the remains of your loved one. At a later date, this office will, without any action or your part, provide all legal next of kin with full information and solicit their desired details. There's a report of burial. Wow. I'll have to look more into this. I want to take pictures of all these and post them on the video, at the end of the video. So anybody that's interested in... Oh, here, this is a letter from D.M. Allison, Colonel, Air Corps. My dear Mrs. Carey, I am enclosed a photograph of Walt that was made while we were still in England last year and before we went south for the invasion of North Africa. It was made by a British news photographer representing some London news syndicate. I thought that you would like to have it, so I'm sending it along to you. You have very probably learned some of the details of our service in England and North Africa, but in case you have not, I will try to give them to you as best as I can remember. We sailed from New York on July 1st, 1942, and landed in Liverpool. 12 days later, we were promptly sent into North Ireland, with station at little town called Ellington, just outside Londonderry. After battling with weather in North Ireland for about 6 weeks, we were transferred to England with station at Goxhill, a little village in Lincolnshire directly across the River Humber from the city of Hull. Things were much nicer in England, and we got a lot of training completed, then sailed with the North African Invasion Force from Glasgow on October 25th. We went ashore at Gibraltar and picked up new Spitfires there, and then flew them to Oran on November 10th. From there, it was rather a bit rugged going, with having to live under conditions that the Hun and the French left, but soon after that the group was scattered all over North African coast, with one squadron at Oran, one at Algiers, and one at Bone, up near the Tunisian border. Walt's squadron, the 2nd, he was transferred from the 5th to the 2nd in England, was at Bone, I guess B-O-N-E, Bone, where they came into action with the Hun immediately upon their arrival. The boys did themselves very proud in their initial combats, and none was more proud of them than I. I, unfortunately, was not at Bone when Walt was shot down, so cannot give you details of that particular mission, but I dare say that Colonel West gave you as much information as he could at the time. I trust that you find the picture some comfort and retribution for the irreplaceable loss that you have suffered. Walt's death was, I know, a severe shock to you as well as to us. He was one of the most popular lads in the group, and his place to this date has not been filled, or will it ever be filled. If there is anything that I can ever do to assist you in anything that might be bothering you, please feel the liberty to call me at any time. Yours very sincerely, D.M. Allison, Colonel, Air Corps. Wow. So that's it. So you have it. A true account of somebody who lost their life fighting for our freedom, for democracy. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Appreciate your viewership. And I will post pictures of these at the end of the video. Thank you.